Hello, my lovelies. Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Mateka, and I have something very special for you today. But first, a quick intro. I'm a cancer transformation guide, naturopathic doctor, energy worker, life coach, and I help those with cancer navigate their inner journey towards health and wellness on all levels physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually to stack the odds in their favor with some compassionate guidance and loving support. So, I'm going to be doing these guided meditations about once monthly, so stay tuned. But today's is so very cool. I'm so excited to share it. It is no ordinary guided meditation. In fact, I have to technically call it a Holy Fire Reiki experience because it's really not me guiding it. It's more like the Reiki energies guiding it. So essentially, it will appear like a guided meditation, but it is imbued and embedded with high frequency healing energies, holy fire, as well as Usui, Reiki healing, loving cleansing energies, and you're in for a treat. So let me explain a little bit about it. So it will look like there's going to be a little bit of pre-work. I'm going to explain kind of like what this process is so you know what to expect. Grab a journal, grab a notebook. There's going to be like just a couple minutes of pre-work to do to sort of set yourself up to win. And then it's going to be like about a 6-minute guided meditation with then 20 minutes afterwards of you just sort of laying, resting, sitting there, however position you're comfortable in, where you'll just be just sort of letting the energies be directed at you and see where they take you. And then when it's done, you are encouraged to write anything down that you may have gleaned. So, what to expect with an experience like this? It may just seem like a regular, relaxing, guided meditation with all of those benefits. Or you may see flashes of color, feel waves of energy, heat. You may get messages from spiritual entities. You may have flashes of insight or inspiration, see images, or you might cry. Those are some things that can happen. More typically, you will just be relaxed, very relaxed. But no matter what happens, the energies are doing their work, and it doesn't matter where you are, and it doesn't matter when you listen to us, since these high frequency healing energies, these Reiki energies, do transcend the limits of space and time, being in the higher dimensions beyond the world of duality. And so, even if this sounds a little crazy, why not give it just a try? All you really have to do is be receptive, be open, be willing to release blocks. I'll explain a little bit about what this particular process does. And it does involve blocks, so you have to sort of be willing to let these things go, willing to change your attitude, and to open your awareness. So, what we're going to do is called the Holy Fire Reiki Healing Experience. Now, this particular Holy Fire experience is designed to help you heal by letting go of blocks and negative energy, which you could also call contracted or stuck energy. It also can be used to empower goals. Perhaps the goal is healing. So, when it comes to cancer, this can be used in several ways. Perhaps you're like, yeah, okay, well, I want to heal the cancer. The block is the cancer. The goal I want to empower is healing from cancer. If that's all you have, we can totally work with that. But if you have something more specific, that may be a little bit easier to work with. So, for example, some blocks to healing. Can you think of any blocks to healing from cancer? Are you in an unsupportive environment where people aren't supporting the decisions you want to make for your treatment, is one example. Or maybe it's a block that has nothing to do with the external circumstances you're in, but maybe you already have some insight and awareness of why you got the cancer in the first place. Maybe you can trace it back to, if you're like me and you believe in these sort of emotional roots, maybe you have not lived a life full of self-love. Maybe you allowed yourself to suffer abuse at the hands of another, and now you manifested cancer. Maybe you already kind of know that's where it came from, but it's still a block because you haven't totally healed the abuse or the lack of self-love or whatever it may be. So if you have an idea of what the root of the cancer may be, we can consider that a block to healing because it's still something that needs to be addressed. If you have any idea whatsoever what the root could be, we can use that as some negative energy, as a block to be released. Or it could just be what we call in the naturopathic world obstacle to cure. And that obstacle could be, like I said earlier, for an example, your environment or any number of things, really. So think if there's any obstacles to cure, any reasons you may have gotten this in the first place, more on a mental, emotional, energetic level. And if you can't think of anything, if you're very new at this diagnosis or just new at this sort of concept in general that I'm talking about, we can just focus on the cancer as the block. And when it comes to empowering goals, we're using this process for that as well. And typically what comes in the way of empowering goals are blocks anyway. So we're dealing with blocks on some level. So for this process, it's very important that, again, you're open and receptive to these energies and to the experience, and that you're willing to release these blocks and any conditions that go with it, and to be aware and not be afraid to really see what's going on and to bring these things into your conscious awareness, and to potentially change your attitude if that's something that can help. Perspective change, for example. This is just straight up from the Holy Fire Reiki book, so I'm going to do this as accurate as I can. And like I said before, you can expect maybe nothing too profound to happen, but some relaxation. You might get some feelings arise, images, insights. So any way is okay, because the energies are doing their work, and they're going to do their work even after this recording is done. And you can rest assured knowing that, yes, the energies are still there in this recording, coming directly to you. And actually, this is doubly effective because the holy fire energies being directed at you is invisible. That's happening with the words you'll hear me speak, and it's just happening on an invisible level. But you will see me as well. You will see little pictures of me doing hand symbols and, throwing my hands out to give you, to sort of direct energy. And that is Usui Reiki that I'm doing, not holy fire. So there's actually a double hit of Reiki you get, the holy fire Reiki experience, which is unseen. You can't really see that. I mean, you can if you can see energy. And then what you see me do with my hands and stuff, that is the Usui Reiki energy that I am also giving you. So a little double dose of healing and love. So here's a little bit of work you need to do. Grab a journal, grab a notebook, whatever. Think about your block. Again, this could be the cancer. This could be something related to the cancer. Think about your block. And what we're going to do is give it an identity. And this is because it's going to help us to focus on it. It's going to help you focus on it during the guided meditation / experience. It's going to help you to focus on it because we're going to give it an identity, give it a form, which is going to help it to be focused on and then released, or whatever needs to be done with it. And also this is helpful because it helps to bring this into more of your awareness and to be dealt with more easily. So think about your block. You can meditate on this as long as you need. You can always pause this and come back. And then where is it in your body? So this might seem like an obvious one, because if you have cancer of the breast, for example, you might be like, okay, well, the physical location in my body is the breast. And that's perfectly acceptable. There's no right or wrong answers. Whatever comes first to your mind is typically the correct one. But it might not correlate. You might have breast cancer, but when you think about the block in your physical body, it might be your heart. It could be related to areas where your chakras are. It could be anything because it's related to the block. So it may be the same location of the cancer or it may not. But where is it in your physical body? And you don't have to know. Just write something down. It's fine. This is just going to help the process. And then once you have that down, the location in the body, then give it a shape. What is the shape of it? This might be the first thing that comes to mind. So maybe you're just thinking, okay, it's tumor shaped. I don't know. And that's fine. Go with that. Go with whatever comes. But maybe it does have a shape. Maybe it has a shape of something, something in our reality. Maybe it's house shaped, or maybe it's a square because it's something rigid. Whatever makes sense to your mind. And then once you have that, think about other qualities it may have. And you don't have to have answers for all of these ones I'm about to say. But does it have a texture? Does it have a color? Does it have a weight? Does it have a sound? What are the other ones? I don't know. That's pretty much it. Give it as much of a sort of a physical identity as you can. And then we will start the Holy Fire Reiki Healing experience. When you're done with what I just said, then you'll be ready to go on to that. And then I would just suggest that you have a nice cozy spot set up for yourself. You can lie down, which I think is encouraged, lying down, but you can totally sit in an upright position. You can actually even move around if you're like a moving meditation pacer kind of person. So just set up a nice spot where you won't be disturbed. It's nice if it's kind of calm and peaceful and zen-like. And once you have that set up, then you are ready to begin. This is the Holy Fire Healing experience. You can be sitting or lying on the floor or move during the experience if you feel you need to. Make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. A little slower and deeper than normal. In and out at your own pace. It's a beautiful day, warm and sunny. You're walking down a path in a beautiful forest with the type of trees that you just love. As you breathe into yourself, you breathe in the life energy of this forest, and with each step that you take, feel the energy of the earth flowing up through the bottoms of your feet. As you walk along, you notice another path going off to the right. You feel compelled to follow this path. As you follow this path, you come to a clearing in the forest, and in the middle of the clearing is a small hill covered with soft grass. Climb up the hill. Feel the grass rubbing against your legs. When you get to the top of the hill, lie down in the soft grass. Feel the grass and the earth beneath your body and gaze up into the sky. Gaze up into the sky and see the beautiful white clouds. As you are gazing up at the clouds, a beautiful beam of light begins to shine down through these clouds. This is no ordinary light. It comes from the third heaven. The light shines all around you and flows into you, filling you with warmth and feelings of safety and love. The light focuses directly on the shape, your shape that you had determined earlier. Focus on this shape and be willing to let it go. Perhaps you want to let it go, but you have to be willing to let up the resistance. Now gaze directly into the light, and as you do so, the light begins to guide you. Follow the light. You will now have your own experience for about 20 minutes or so as these healing Reiki energies come your way. Just try to be open and receptive and allow. There is no right or wrong here. You can continue with your experience as long as you feel guided to do so. But when you are ready, take a couple of deep breaths, bring your awareness back to your eyes, and slowly open your eyes to return. When you are done, it doesn't have to be now, note what your shape looks like now. What does it look like? And take some time to write down your experience and anything you may have seen or felt. And remember, even if all you did was feel relaxed with no images, insights, messages, flashes of light, or anything like that, it's perfectly okay. It's just working beyond your conscious awareness. And this will continue to work and do its thing in your field for a little bit of time. So be mindful and pay attention of any flashes of insight or inspiration, dreams, that sort of thing. Thank you for taking the time for yourself today and for being here with me. Have such a wonderful time.